Hey, how's it going, YouTube? Today we are doing something a little different. Figured I'd bring you along. I'm just going to do a quick maintenance on my lawn tractor here. Basically just doing an oil change on it, and I'll walk you through how I do the oil change. And just for reference, this is the Craftsman's, and it is an LT1000, 18 horsepower, 42-inch deck riding mower. So inherited it from my grandfather, and I've been just keeping up on the maintenance. It's a 2005 model, I believe, and I figured I'd bring you along. So first thing we're going to need to do here is we're going to have to go ahead and just lift up the hood here and pop that. And then a couple things you're going to look for is, like, this is your oil filter right here, and then on the right side of the tractor, that's your oil dipstick, and that is your oil drain plug. So first thing we're going to do is drain the oil, and then go from there. I go around this side here and get you set up here, make sure that you can actually see what's going on, which it appears you can, so that's good. So this is the oil drain right here. I'm going to try using this contraption, this neat little thing here that I picked up on Amazon, and it's supposed to give you the ability. So you just basically pop this cap open first. I'm going to slide this underneath it here, and then position your pan, and it's flexible, so it lets you bend it. And then it basically turns, what's the word I'm looking for here? Clockwise, so to the left here. And then once you turn it, you gotta pull it forward, and there she goes. She starts draining. So we'll make sure that's in there good. Open the oil cap up, that'll make it drain a little quicker. Oil is actually relatively clean in it, because it got it changed last summer. I try to change it every season. I did have it running for a few minutes. Helps thin the oil a little bit when it gets warm. And we'll just let that drain. Alright, drain a little slow, so while that's draining, I'll just bring you up here for a minute and give you a closer view of that. So basically, when you're looking at it here, there's a little notch right there in front of my finger. So when you turn it to the left, or clockwise I should say, once you do that, you pull forward towards you this direction, and then that opens up the valve to let the oil drain out. Pretty neat little contraption. Like I said, I always loosen the dipstick so it gets a little more airflow in there to drain a little quicker. And the oil filter's over here. Let's see if I can loosen it by hand, which I doubt. So I got one of these oil filter wrenches here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this one-handed. There we go. I'm not going to loosen it all the way, just cracking it loose so that, because I'll have to put a drain pan under there as well. So yeah, give it a minute to finish draining, I'll bring you back. Quick little bonus footage here. I'm going to change out this little fuel filter here on it. This is the style that you use for non-fuel pump and just gravity feed tanks. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. Little bonus footage. Wasn't going to record it, but I figured, well, I'm already here, so put some napkins here, catch any fuel. And then get this. I think Lyle makes these. They're just hose pinch offs. They're a little bit less invasive than using vice grips, but I mean, honestly, you can use a vice grip if you want. Not going to hurt anything. And the reason why you want to pinch this hose off here is obviously so the gas doesn't run out of the tank all over the place. Okay, and just get your standard little flat pliers here to get the hose clamp back. Get this little guy out of the way. Move it back. And hopefully this just twists, and it looks like it will, so that's good. These can be a little tricky here. because they have, I think they're barbed slightly. Yeah, definitely good idea to change these out. There we go. Catch it in the pan down here. Looks like it's still pretty. It looks like there's still flow through it, but it's a maintenance item. Might as well change it while we're here, while that oil's draining. The real question is, can I get it out of the package? Jeez. And this is the brand I got. It's Max Power number 334286. It's just your, here it says this is the, if you want to pause that for a minute, it says it replaces those. Let's see here. I don't know if it has an arrow that says which way flow goes. I don't think it matters. It doesn't have any instructions, so I'm just gonna pop that back in there. I mean, it may matter which way it goes, but you can blow through it without any problems both directions. All it is just a screen in there. Sure, somebody's yelling at the camera. And then go ahead and release your clamp. Check for leaks. Looks good. Go ahead and pitch that out. Appears that our oil over there has come to a slow drip, so I can go ahead and close that back up. Okay, so now we're back over here. I'm going to see if I can position this somehow in a way that the oil ain't gonna go all over the place. Actually, that might work just like that. That lined up with the drain pan. Like I said, these are just flexible funnels. You can get these on Amazon pretty cheap. That's where I got mine. There's gonna be some oil coming out of here, obviously. That drain down into the pan there. Make sure you clean any debris. Get your new filter. And the new filter is going to be this guy here. It is Max Power part number 334292. I don't know if you want to pause that and take a look at it, but it says it replaces all of these oil filters. Just got this because it was cheap. Pop this open. Looks like a pretty decent quality filter. I just had a Fram on here, which I'm not a huge Fram person. However, did the job. It looks like it's pre-lubricated, but I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit more oil to it because it's not as lubricated as I'd like it to be. Can't really pre-fill these just because of the way they're installed here horizontally. Basically just want to snug this guy down like so. Get this out of the way here. Basically good snug hand tight, so you get it to stop, and then I usually go about a quarter of a turn, mostly on tractors because there's a lot of vibration. Okay, so I'm going to go back over, open the drain plug on the other side on the right one more time just to make sure that all the oil is drained out, and then we'll fill it up. A little bit more of a bonus footage here. I always like to get my grease gun here and just go and grease all these fittings here. Looks like there's one there. I don't really see any others. There might be one, might be able to put some grease in these caps on these wheel bearings here. But good practice just to grease the fittings on here while you're working on your oil change. Just like to clean off the Zert fitting there and unscrew this here. Tighten it down. Give it a couple good pumps. Alright, looks like it's coming out, so now I'll just repeat the same thing on the other side. Now it looks like it's finally slowed down to a slow enough leak here, or drip, so we can go ahead and just push that back in. Put a little cap on. And then basically just turn this. See if I can get in there so you can actually see. Turn that clockwise. Well, that's not supposed to happen. Come on. I have to tighten this fitting in there too. When I get a chance, I'll put a wrench on that, make sure it's tight. And then just spray it off, make sure it's, you know, wipe it off. That way you can check to make sure it's not leaking. Alright, now we're ready to fill her up. I don't know how much it takes. So we're just going to go ahead and put almost a whole quart in and then check it. I probably should have looked it up. We're just using some of this Wolf's Head semi-synthetic 5W30. It's what I could get cheap in the local. Wolf's Head used to be a Pennsylvania brand, from what I understand. That's where I'm from. Just put the whole quart in there because I think it takes at least a quart at least. So let that kind of settle down for a minute. I got 2 quarts just in case. Alright. Go ahead and sit the funnel down somewhere. Make sure your dipstick is nice and clean, and just kind of take a look at where we're at, get a baseline. It's actually right in between the 2 safe marks, so we're gonna go ahead and put that back in there here, and then I'm gonna start it up here in a second and see where we're at. Alright, we're gonna fire up, let it run for a couple minutes, check for leaks. Let that settle down for a second, and then we'll make sure that the level is good. Clean up my mess here that I made. Clean off this thing here for next time. It's a great little contraption to do oil changes on this type of stuff. That in the garage in a safe place. Okay, it seems like it's settled down, so we'll go ahead and pull the dipstick and check the level a couple times. Make sure it's full. It's good practice too. Maybe after you run it for a bit, if it seems full, just double check it again. I mean, I check it every time I go to use it. It's just a good idea. All right. It's still working its way down, so I'll give it a couple more seconds to balance out, but it does appear we may have to add a little bit more. And if you have one of those white or colored paint markers, it's not a bad idea to mark the date on the oil filter, just so you can remember when you changed it. Yeah, it is hard to say. I'm going to say it needs just a teensy bincy little bit more here. Not much, just a little bit more. So I put in an entire quart. I don't know how much this system actually holds. Like I said, I should have looked it up. But it appears that it might hold a little bit more. Alright, that should be enough. We'll check it here once that oil settles down. So, about, I got a quart, maybe 2 or 3 ounces, if that I just put in there. I'm sure it tells you online, but like I said, I'll check it again after I'm done mowing the grass today. Yeah, it's on the full mark now, so we'll just keep an eye on it. Like I said, after I mow the grass and it cycles through a little while, I'm going to let it sit and then I'll check it again, but definitely a good idea to check it. So that's all I'm going to do. The spark plug and everything isn't actually that old on this mower, so I'm not too worried about it, and it's not having any problems. If you're interested in changing the air filter, which I'll probably do that at the end of the season or before next season, this just lifts up like so, and then you pull back and there's your air filter. So this one here is not that old, but I plan on changing it here before next season. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure there's no leaks around your new oil filter. I'll put some more gas in it here once I get to the back where the gas can is. Make sure that's not leaking. It looks like it's nice and dry. That should do it. So hopefully this video helps somebody out as far as changing the oil and the oil filter on your Craftsman LT1000 18 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine, 42-inch, if that matters, deck, and also the fuel filter bonus footage. So hopefully I have that installed the correct way. If not, I'm sure someone will correct me out there. Thanks for watching, guys.